Hey there everyone, welcome to another video of Fox Android. So in this video we're gonna learn how to fetch the data from the real-time database directly into the recycler view, right? So I already have a video on that, but in that video we used Java as the backend language, right? But in this tutorial we'll be using Kotlin as the backend language. So let me just first give you a demonstration that what we're gonna get by the end of this video. So if you can see on my mobile screen, there is this button called recycler view. So if I click on this button, I move to the next activity, and here you can see a certain users with first name, last name and age are there inside a recycler view, right? So now if you can see in my browser, the same users are there in the real-time database, right? So we have fetched the users and fed it to the real-time database. So this is what we're gonna get by the end of this video. So make sure to watch this video till the end. So without much ado, let's get started. So guys, if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button and press the bell notification icon for receiving the notification of the upcoming videos. And by the end of the video, if you like the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. So first thing first, let us connect our Android app to a Firebase project. So go to Tools, open up Firebase Assistant window, click on Real-Time Database, get started, click on Connect to Firebase. It will just open up a Firebase console in our browser. So if you want to create a new project, just click on this add project button, but I already have a project, so I'll select this project, click on this connect button. Okay, now our app has been connected to this project. Here you can see connected. Now we need to add certain dependencies. Click on this button, accept changes. Now the dependencies are being added to our project. It may take a while, so I'm gonna skip this. Okay guys, the dependencies has been added to our project. Now let us create a new activity for the recycle review. Now let us add a recycler view inside this activity. We'll constrain it to the parent on all the sides. Let us give it ID. So now we're gonna create a new layout resource file. So this will be used for the individual item of the recycler view. We're gonna design that inside this. So let me name it as user item, and the layout for this will be card view. So let me quickly design this. So okay guys, we have designed this item. The height should be wrap content. So now let us see how it gonna look inside our recycler view. So if we use list item, so this is how our recycler view gonna look when we're gonna put this item view inside the recycler view. Now let me quickly go to the backend code. So we'll go to Kotlin file. So now we need to create a data class for our object, right? So right click on this package, Kotlin class, data class, and we're gonna name it as user. So here we need to define all the variables that we want to fetch from the real-time database, right, that are there inside the object of real-time database. So for example, this is a single object that I'm gonna fetch. So inside this we have four fields: age, first name, last name, and username. But I want to fetch only three things: age, first name, and last name, right? So I'll declare these three variables, but make sure that the name of the field, for example, name of the field here is age, first name, and last name, you keep same names here. The names should not be different, otherwise the data will not be fetched or stored inside this object, right? So let me quickly declare the variables. So okay guys, our class is ready. Now we're gonna make a adapter that will be used to feed the data to the recycler view. So for that we need to create a new Kotlin class. We're gonna name it as myAdapter. Now this class will extend recycler view dot adapter, right? Now we're gonna create an internal class, my view holder, and this will extend recycler view dot view holder, right? So let us declare the type of the data as myAdapter dot my view holder. So let us implement certain methods. Plus alt enter, implement members. So we need to implement all three of them. Let us cut this and put it below these methods. Now to create a constructor of this class, so this constructor will take one argument. Let us name it as user list, and it will be a array list, right? Now it will contain the user object. The data type will be user object, right? So okay, let us put the brackets here. All good. Now we have declared the arguments that the constructor of this class will take. So inside this get item count, we will return user list dot size, right? So now the constructor of this class, my view holder, will take one argument, and the name of which will be item view, and the type of this argument will be view, right? So okay, now let us refer to all the elements inside our this layout. So we have first name, last name, and age. So we'll refer to these elements here. Let me quickly do that. So okay, we have referred to all the three elements here: first name, last name, and age. Now we're gonna change this method on create view holder. So inside this we'll create a item view. So we need to inflate a view by using layout inflator dot from. Here we need to pass the context, so we'll use parent dot context, and we're gonna inflate it. So we already have a predefined layout, r dot layout dot user item. The second argument will be parent, and third will be false. So you need not to go into the depth of these things, right? This will be explained in depth in some other video. So let us return the object of my view holder class. So we'll pass this item view inside this, right? So the last method that we need to override is on bind view holder. So here we'll get the current item inside this variable. So that will be given by user list, and we'll get the position of the element in this variable, right? So we have the user list. Whenever this method will be called, we'll store the item inside this variable using the user list and the position. So now we'll set the values. Holder dot first name dot text is equal to current item dot first name. So let me quickly do it for the another two elements. So okay guys, we have successfully implemented the adapter. We have written the code for that. So now we'll go to our main activity, that is user list activity. So now here we need to do two things. We need to set the adapter to the recycler view, and now we need to read the data from the Firebase database. So first we're gonna declare a variable, name it as dbref, and it will be database reference type, right? And the second variable will be, let us call it as user recycler view, and the last variable will be an array list, right? Let us call it as user array list. And it will contain the values of user class. So let us first refer to the recycler view. Is equal to linear layout manager, and we'll pass the context. So recycler view dot set has fixed size as true. Now let us create a user array list using array of method, and it will contain the element type will be of user class, right? So now we're gonna create a method get user data to fetch the data from the Firebase. Let us create this method. So first we're gonna refer to our database. So Firebase database dot get instance dot get reference, and we'll get the reference to the parent node. So the parent node is this node users. So I've passed this. So now we're gonna attach a callback method called L value event listener. So inside this we need to pass the object value event listener. Now we need to override two methods. Press Alt Enter, implement members. We need to implement both the methods. So first this method will be called right on data change when we attach add value with listener, right? So inside this we're gonna store all the data that has been fetched inside a array. So we'll check if snapshot dot exists. So if snapshot exists, then we're gonna loop through the data user snapshot in snapshot.children. So inside this we'll do our task. So let me explain what we have done. So in this snapshot we'll get this whole data, right? Because we have referred to users, when we will get the children, we'll get all these children. For example, Steve, Ave, Avni as the object. Now we're going to store this object inside our array list that we have created here. So we have created this array list. We'll store all these objects using this user class inside this array, right? So let me write the code. So this is how we create the object, right? This is how we get the object inside this variable. So if you're not familiar with Kotlin, it may look a bit scary, but you'll get used to it. Just consider it as, for example, we type user, the name of this class, dot class. It will do the same thing. So the whole object will be stored inside this user. Now we'll add this user to our array list. So user array list dot add, we're gonna add the user. So we have put these two exclamation signs. So this ensures that the user object is not null, right? In case the user object is null, it will throw a null exception. So that's why we do this. So after that, here we're gonna set the adapter, right? User cycler view dot adapter is equal to my adapter. Will create object of this class, adapter class, and user array list. So once we are done with this loop, whole data will be fetched inside this array list. Then we have attached the adapter to the cycler view using this class, and we have passed the user array list inside this adapter, because inside this takes this array list as an argument in the constructor, right? So guys, we are done with the code. Let me quickly install this app to my cell phone and check if it is working fine or not, right? So okay guys, the app has been installed to my cell phone. So if I just press this button, so you can see all the data has been fetched inside the recycler view. So I guess we have successfully implemented this function to our Android app. So if you're not familiar with Kotlin, it may look a bit scary, but I'll put the link to the source code in the description, so you can refer to that code in case you have any doubt. You can also ask your doubts in the comment section, or you can DM me on Instagram. The Instagram username will be there on your screen right now. If you understood this implementation and like the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button as well. In case you are new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and press the bell notification icon for receiving the notification of the upcoming videos. So that is it for today's video. See you in another video. Bye.